Hi, you have tuned in to Mary.Jones of Avision Realty Inc. Huntsville. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Now today I will be discussing the steps or tips for a first-time home buyer. And if you would like to hear what I have to say, just keep watching.
Well, there are many different steps that we can take, but I'm just going to give you a step. I'm going to give you some advice on what to do for your first step for the first time home buyers. If you're thinking about purchasing a home, your mind should be set on a goal. Put yourself on a budget. We asking you to just change your way of thinking, change your lifestyle. If you're used to going out eating every day, take your lunch with you, prepare your lunch, make sure that you saving that extra money per week. If you're used to, going out on the town every weekend, set that aside, because when you get ready to purchase this home, you're going to need all of that money, because this is the biggest asset of your life that you ever going to purchase. So, up until this point, this is the biggest asset of your life. So set a goal. Say, okay, if I want to go out and buy a $200,000 house, then I know that I'm going to have to save a lot of money. I mean, $10, $15 a week is not going to do it, because when you're purchasing a house, that is your biggest access. So that means you're going to have to step out big with your savings, okay? So now we are going to have to, at least, if we go on, say, like, looking at 2 years off before we purchase a home, and we know that we are going to be, say, buying a $200,000 house, I'm hoping that you got some money in the bank. We'll supplement with the money that you're going to be saving. So we're going to say, okay, I need to save at least $100 per week. You're looking at $5,200 for the first year. And for your second year, you're going to save another $100 per month. If you have extra, save it, because purchasing a house at that price, and I'm just using $200,000 because that's just an easy figure for me, okay? So if you know you're going to purchase that $200,000 house, saving that $5,200 per year for 2 years, that's $10,400. You know that you're going to need at least, probably, I would say, to be on the safe side, from 6 to 7%. Because if you're going to try to go FHA, you're looking at, say, 3.5% for your down payment. And say conventional, sometimes you can go, depending on where you go, and I talk about that on a whole different subject about the financing part, but just to hit on this just for a few minutes. But the conventional loan, you can get like as low as 3%, depending on where you shop at per say lender. And so with that being said, we're looking at that 3.5% FHA, because that's the one of the main loans per se for someone that's want to move inside of a house and occupy that house. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to get into the financing part that much, but there are some loans out there with zero down. Yes, you heard me, zero down. But the thing about that, say the VA loan, that's zero down. You don't have to put down any money, okay? But you have to be in the military or been in the military. So anybody can't get that loan. You have to, serve your time for Uncle Sam or serve your country per se. Other than that, VA loan is off limit to you. But that is a zero down loan. But to the first time home buyers that served our country, been in the military, this loan is for you. Now, but just because you've been in the military or you in the military your credit still has to be good. So I know a lot of my buyers would say, oh, I been in the military, or I'm in the military and I got a VA loan, I can use it. Yes, you can, but there are some stipulations to that. You still have to approve just like a person that has not been in the military. So if a person that has not been in the military, they got to have good credit to get a loan. You, VA, have to also have that credit up to standard. Okay, so but that is one way that if you are a first-time home buyer, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer. That money is, available to you. And also, there's another loan called the USDA, and that's for the rural area. And there are some stipulations to that. You cannot purchase or you cannot use the USDA loan unless you're going to be in a classified rural area. Now, there are some places here that still has a Huntsville address that you can use USDA loan, but there is a map that can be shown to you on which area that's qualified as a USDA area. So that loan is zero down. I just want to go ahead on and give you the process now that you know about these different types of loans, who can get them, who cannot get them. Talked about, your credit scores, your credit has to be up to par. So now we're going to say, okay, I'm going to call the loan officer. So what you need to do is find you a loan officer, find you a mortgage company, find you a bank, whoever you bank with, or you don't have to actually bank with a particular lender in order to qualify, long as you got good credit, okay? So, but now, you're going to call up the loan officer. You need to tell them, introduce yourself, who you are, tell them the reason why you are calling. Say, look, I'm just trying to get finance to purchase a home. And if you have a certain amount in mind, just tell them, okay, I'm looking for, say, maybe back to my $200,000. I'm looking for this $200,000 house. Your loan officer is going to ask you all kind of questions, especially, on the application, asking you for your name, your address, your social. They're going to ask you for any, debt that you owe. You got to list all of that on there. Don't try to skip over anything that you owe because they're going to pull your credit. So they're going to know more about your credit than you do. So you cannot trick them because all of this stuff is out there. When they pull your credit, they're going to see if you've been late. They're going to see how well you've been making your notes, your payments every month. All of that gets reported. So you're going to have, 3 different credit scores, and they normally go by the middle one. So just make sure that you are being honest with your loan officer. Okay, it'll make his job easier and make your life easier. When they tell you to get the docs, they're gonna ask for like a month worth of bank statements. It just all depends on the criteria of each lender, what they will ask for, and they're gonna ask for 2 years of your tax return, your W-2s, whatever. So make sure that you file your taxes because they're going to request a transcript, and that will let them know whether you've been filing your taxes or you've been skipping over not paying your taxes. But that is one thing, because look, you apply most time for a government loan, and the government want to make sure you don't file your taxes, that your income is what you reported. So whatever you reported, it's going to show up on your tax return. And so also, once you get there, or however they request your information over the phone, whatever, because now most all banks, you can go online, you can fill out the application, you don't have to go to the bank, you can do all of that online now. Or some of them would take your application over the phone, but mostly it's like online, or you can go into the bank or inside your mortgage company and you can fill it out like that. But just keep in mind, have all those docs on hand. It'll save you time. So instead of you just going there without any of these docs that I'm mentioned, that will prolong your time. So make sure you have your 2 years of tax return, W-2s. Make sure you have 1 month of bank statements, a copy of everything. Once you get there, you're going to have to fill out a VOE, and that is like a verification of your employment. But what that does is when you sign that docs, you giving your lender, your loan officer, permission to contact your job. So say like human resources, they're gonna be contacting the human resource department where you work, and they going to be checking to see if you work there, how long you've been working there. Is there a possibility of a long time relationship that you would be at that company working? All of this is going to determine if they're going to give you a loan. So if you know that you're going to be getting a house, don't skip work, okay? Don't skip work. Make sure you show up on time, because we don't want all of this to just slap you in the face. We want to make sure that you are prepared. And another thing they want to check is for like if you say, hey, I'm renting, well, they're going to verify your rental history. So you're going to sign something like VOR, which is like a verification of rent. And you're going to tell them who your landlord is. You're going to put down the landlord number and everything, address, and phone number, and your loan officer is going to verify that information. They're going to send it to your landlord. They're going to see how long you've been staying there, have you been paying on time, all of that. So I hope that these first-time home buyers tips and guides can help you. Not only just the first-time home buyers, but for those that probably haven't purchased a home in over 20, 35, 40 years, and they just want to know what to do. So I will be coming back to you guys, just doing more series on the first-time home buyers. So just continue to look out for more videos like these. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to sign off, and I just appreciate you guys for hanging out with me today. So until the next time, I will see you in the future. Your future looks good on you. All right.